All right, TM, I think we're ready to do this thing. Hold up, a Trumpet Monkey minute in the channel. A heck of a moment for Fen to get this handsome mother father to come so far for Fen Talks, which I suppose now is the 7th episode with some of the best thighs. An Eli Manning jersey despite the Raiders' lineage. Trumpet Monkey, a great morning to you, man. Thank you so much for taking some time for us. What's happening there, handsome?
Good morning, Fen. Thanks for having me, mate. Shout out to the congregation. Legends, all bar none. Absolute legends. And no, it's my absolute pleasure to be here, mate. So thank you for having me. I'm trying to get my vitamin D. There you go.
Oh, absolutely necessary. I'm literally watching the vitamin D being absorbed through you right now, and it's exhilarating. It really feels good to me, too.
Trumpet Monkey absorb the D on Twitch. I'm pretty sure we just bucket list ticked at least half the congregation anyway. That had to be in there.
Yeah, we might already have the title for our talk here, so that's expeditiously. We're very good, Trumpy. Trumpet, where are you broadcasting live from right now? What a beautiful setting. Are you at home?
Sunny Latvia, where it is 7 p.m. in the evening, or a little thereabouts, 10 past or something, right?
Sure.
Quarter past 7. The backyard, it's rather gorgeous. It needs a mow.
Okay.
You know, that's all right. It was like 2 weeks ago. It's already going back. It's a bit savage here. And yeah, this is the backyardington, the blue Wallington. Backyardington goes back there.
Wow, beautiful.
Tatiana and her family live over there.
Oh,
we got, I think, the Swedes are this way. Got a couple of lovely families that way.
Beautiful.
And then monkey in the backyard. Yeah, there we go. The sun's just gone behind a cloud, so it's a little bit more. But look at the way it's catching that Eli jersey, though.
The Eli, man, you must have a serious collection if you got an Eli, and that's an alternate jersey laser beam. That is not a, that's just not your run of the mill, Modell Sporting Goods version Giants jersey there. You got a unit going on there. You got a collection or something like this?
Oh, but like, we got a small collection. We found a warehouse in Estonia, literally called Warehouse. Not even it was just called Warehouse, and they had like all this stuff from America. I don't know how they were getting it, but they were just getting it anyway. And the warehouse is pretty famous amongst my viewers. Yeah, and literally like a crate will arrive, a giant box, and you don't know what's going to be in there, but you open it up, and it's all of the stuff that didn't sell in the shops in America, and then didn't sell at the NFL or the Raider, the Giants image store at your stadium, and it didn't sell in the States, right? And then it didn't sell at the discount sports store.
Eli, I'm sorry I asked this question. Bail out, Trumpet Monkey.
Then the Eli jersey didn't sell at the flea market or wherever it goes out to the discount sports store.
Never mind.
And then they couldn't give it away.
Oh, God.
So it ends up in a box with a whole bunch of other stuff that ends up in a warehouse in Estonia where I can buy like $200 jerseys new with tags for like equivalent of $5 American.
That's painful. That hurt. I really
wish I have about 200 jerseys. Yeah.
So TM, you're reporting live from Latvia now. I have my outward impression of you is one of a Carmen Sandiego, if you will, a world traveler. Where in the world is Trumpet Monkey? Have you lived in many other places besides just Latvia?
Yeah, Tallinn. So that's Estonia, Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, Dublin. Then this is where I've lived. Then I guess a little bit all over Oz with the family, right? So Sydney a couple of times. Damn, I want to say like Cairns up northern Queensland as a baby. South Australia, Adelaide for a wee bit. I think that's it in terms of places I've lived.
What's been the driving? Why it seemed so? My experience in my I thought I moved a lot. I've probably been in, maybe a dozen places, but all within, if you were to triangulate them and drove from the furthest, the two that were the furthest away, you're talking less than an hour of driving. So this to my ears like sounds remarkable. To me, it's like, yeah, I've lived in a whole bunch of different places, but have I really? Why have you been all over the place?
Love, man. Love, bro.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Are you carried by the wind in your pants, the wind at your back, and are you
Yes.
moving from thing to thing,
Yes.
and has it been professionally or personally? Give me a little bit.
Listen, whenever we're making a life decision, okay, we call together the board of directors of Trump and Monkey. Okay, it's very prestigious. We sit around a table like this. It's great. You're at a nice table right now, by the way. We sit around the table. Okay, at the head of the table, the most important decision maker is my penis. Okay? And that comes from an old joke my mother used to tell me. She says, in a French accent, she says, the most important thing to find in life, my son, Christopher, is happiness.
Okay.
Happiness.
What time is it?
So, I took out the wrong way. She was saying happiness.
Would we are we so calling that we calling
That's
that a show
it.
or
You make all of your decisions in life with below the waist down, and you will live a charmed life.
Yeah, all right. I give you Trump Monkey. Been great to have you. All right. That reminds me.
Love, though, man. Love. I met an Irish girl, and then fell in love and said, okay, I'll move to Dublin. And then we broke up within like 2 months of me getting there. It was like disastrous. And then I met an Estonian, and we were together for a long time in Dublin. And then I said, yeah, fuck it, let's move to Estonia and start a family. And then we broke up. We got to Estonia. But then I moved from Estonia to Latvia for love again, but for love of a job for this one company. And then so I kind of made a decision for me for the first time, and it was really, really nice. And then just nothing but good things have followed and transcribed since. So yeah.
Look at you not taking no for an answer, and continuing to answer problems that it seems you had with movement. And well, it all's well that ends well, I suppose. If you wound up happy with where you wound up.
If you follow your heart, like, you can't really go wrong. I think those are good words to live by as well.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few different iterations of that fortune cookie wisdom out there. Follow your heart or follow your gut. Hell yeah, man. But living abroad, it's interesting. I do understand the programmed it's like not even xenophobia. It's just like the programmed patriotism, nationalism, and kind of maybe fear of being away from home that is in a lot of people. But I don't know, man. We traveled quite a bit as a family, and I think that's important. And then you're not really scared of being in different places, different faces, different cultures and stuff, and just taught to be respectful. So I can say like hello and thank you in like 17 languages, I think now.
That's remarkable.
And then then you're just a goofy Australian that goes everywhere and like isn't a dickhead, and that'll get you. Saying hello and thank you in a lot of places will get you like a lot of help, and that's it, man. And then you can't really go too wrong. So yeah. But I'm not throwing shade at people who are like homebodies either. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, yeah, the world, man. People ask you, where are you from? I'm like, planet Earth, man. Sound like a hippie, right? There's lots of hippies in our family.
And that is
They've all got PhDs.
And that truly is the most honest answer for you, I think. If someone were to ask you where you're from, planet Earth, but maybe just barely. If we're gonna measure specifics, like mostly from planet Earth. If you trace the lineage back too far, I'm not gonna have answers to many of your questions. But it's brought you to where you're at now, Trumpet-Monkey, with some of these talks. So the goal of course is I want to get to know. We know Trumpet-Monkey as the persona, but I think folks have an interest in getting to know a little more about you. I had no idea the driving force behind parts of the driving force, and I'm sure the story is of course much longer. Behind how well traveled you wound up and, you know, some of the life experience that you've had, but it's led you to the point you're at now, a recent and a new father, man. Congratulations on creating a life with your sperm, dude. Fucking well done.
It's wild, right? Thank you. It's wild how you think you're the universe keeps reminding you how like average and normal you are as well, though. It's so funny. I'm like, you have a baby and it's amazing and everything, but then like out of nowhere, you you realize like how common I am compared to like, so a bunch of mates I went to high school with, we all just had our first babies.
Okay.
Like we didn't plan it. It was just like, I don't know, like we've sown our wild oats. We're settling down. It was just weird, you know, like I thought I was the last one, and then I'm like, I go to people's Facebook timelines, and it was like, hey, like, Joe, your first birthday as a dad, and I'm going, wait, he had one too? Like, it's so funny. So like, yeah, and then I think everyone's just having babies a little bit later now, which is kind of interesting. But it was fun, and he's been great, man. It's like I try not to be one of those like Michael Scott dads, right? Like, have a look at 2 million photos of my baby, but whenever he does something stupid or funny, I try to take a photo of it and share it.
Yeah, man, because it's freaking awesome. I mean, you create it, and it must feel like such a personal experience, but then to be contrasted with, like, you're looking around and, like, now for you, all of your buddies are going through this exact same thing. Like, you know, and from the outside looking in, I hope to be a father one day as well. It's like, you know, everyone does this. Like, I thought I was just the most incredible, remarkable accomplishment that I've ever managed, creating this little life that he can move his hands around, and he's got like a head, he like bobbles and stuff, he can eat now, and like he's pooping, you know, regularly. It must be amazing, man. What can you share with us? Like, what was the least expected difficulty from a guy who's looking at fatherhood? Like, man, come on, bring it to me. Moderate my expectations a little bit. Now, cut me down to size a little bit.
Cat people, right? Like, and a lot of like, doesn't matter if you're a cat person or a dog person, like, but a pet person, and it's like that for me is like a great starting point. We've had chats about like how sad we're gonna be. You know, like my cat Mary passed away there. Jesus wept, like it was actually 2 summers ago now. So it was very close to now, actually 2 years ago, and it was like really, really sad. But like, so not to be a downer or anything, but the best kind of like the best comp is like it's kind of like the same affection and bond that you feel with like your cat or your dog, but like just dialed up infinitely. It's so bizarre, and so it's got nothing quite prepares you for that. I guess those chemicals being released in the brain. That's all like if you're talking to Rogan, he'd be like, dude, like DNA, man, like, you know, like caveman, like it's like protect, kill, hunt, and all that stuff. So like, there's a lot of DNA and programming in there as well. But yeah, that's the best comp. And then it's kind of wild. It has been, for me personally, like, there's been a couple of stressful moments, but it's also been very rewarding, and to the extent that like there've been some special moments where, and again showing my hippie roots, but like you experience like a special moment and a feeling that is so true and so amazing that you kind of say like, geez, I wish everybody on the planet could feel this. And a lot of people do. There's like, how many of us? 7 billion of us now. I get it. So a lot of people have experienced parenthood, but like, I think about that, like, and just people I know, and like yourself. And I go like, man, like, I wish, like, I hope Fen does experience this as well. Because it's definitely kind of like mind altering and life altering, but also very, very wonderful. Yeah. And then like there's a few Madden babies as well. Yeah. Like Dubby had a baby, which is great. And it'll teach you some things about yourself. But the one thing I didn't like was people kind of saying, oh, like, get all the sleep in while you can, or like, yeah, you're gonna go through it. Like, it's not as bad as people think. Like, it's kind of so like whatever. Like maybe you were like a good like metaphor, analogy. I don't know. You can tell me. But the like good analogy is like, you're really exhausted, but you're on holiday somewhere, and like it's time to go and sightseeing, and you're like, I know I'm gassed, I'm jet lagged, and I'm exhausted right now, but
this
if I can't get up, Yeah, if I can't get up for like going to look at this, like Disneyland, or I can't go for like the freaking Eiffel Tower, then like what am I going to get pumped for? And
Totally.
that's kind of what you do just on like a micro level, like a few times a week. It's like, if I'm not going to get up and, you know, like run through some walls for your baby, who the hell else are you going to get up and do it for? So, like, it's not as bad as anyone makes it, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, it's this, like, evolutionary, like, truly biological draw to this thing, and, you know, it must make for these feelings that you're talking about, like, kind of, like, overwhelming and brand new in some ways that just, like, you know, I don't know if you're, I'm not particularly religious, although I would count myself as spiritual, and, you know, I think about these things a long time, just kind of things that you're meant to do, you know, creating life, I think being one of them, so a remarkable sense of fulfillment it must be then, TM.
Yeah, mate. So it's, like I said, I hope everyone can experience it, man. The same way I hope everybody could experience, like, a bond with an animal. Like, it's just one of those nice things that I'm a little bit of a hippie. I wish they could, you know. So.
Totally. Yeah, no, Trumpet Monkey, I love that. So now, I met you through your Madden content, which is, you know, kind of the end of, I'm sure, a much longer journey and a much longer story as far as the path that you've walked. But just to, we you know, start within Madden and expand from there, I suppose, as someone who's been in so many different, you know, places and seen so many different things, how did American football before Madden blip your radar at all? Did you explore American football through Madden? Like, what was, give us some of the origin story on how American football became any part, although it's becoming a even smaller part of the Trumpet Monkey we now know. Again, where I met you, at least, how did that start?
If you get on that bloody Discord call, so I could tell you it could potentially be an even bigger part.
Yeah, here we go. Here Trumpet Monkey goes. Unbelievable.
There's two things I can't stand in this world. The Dutch and Trumpet Monkey calling me out on stream. No, I'm kidding. All right, shut up. I'm just messing. Okay, it's always been on telly in Australia, particularly the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl is like a spectacle. So good marketing, I think with NWA and with like the gentrification of gangster rap music as well. There were Raiders hats and starter jackets everywhere around the world and in Australia as well. So like the marketing permeated. But I was at a gym in Bondi Junction, and this dude was carrying a really heavy weight. I don't know, like a really heavy weight.
Okay.
And I was trying to pass him, and we're both being very gentlemanly. And so I stepped to the left, but it did that thing where as I stepped to the left, he stepped to get out of my way and went to the right. So we both,
right.
and
you're doing
then I stepped to the right, and then he stepped to the left. I wasn't carrying anything other than like a water bottle, but this dude with this giant weight was like a freaking ninja. And I was like, I go, holy shit, mate! Like my Aussie accent, because I was a bit more Aussie back then. I was like, holy shit, mate! With a side step like that, I bet you play a lot of rugby. And he looks at me and he goes, thanks. Actually, I play American football. And my jaw just dropped. And I was like,
holy cow, this guy's like a house.
There's American football in Australia? And
wow.
He was like, yeah, I play for the Bondi Raiders. And I was like, do you guys have like tryouts? And he was like, yeah, it's an amateur sport, so anyone can come play, you know? And so that was it. I became a corner for the Bondi Raiders.
Hold on a
second. 2 interceptions.
Are we also accidentally getting the origin story on why you're a Raiders fan in the NFL?
Yeah.
No
with the different
freaking
colors.
shit,
Kelly
dude.
Green. Kelly Green and a rainbow flag on the helmet. I'll make it up.
In the world?
Corner for the Bondi Raiders, 2 interceptions and five deflected passes my rookie season.
That is so freaking awesome. How long did you wind up playing for Bondi Raiders? How long did you wind up playing?
Just a year. I played for the Dublin Rebels then at a later stage, when I was really like chubby. And but yeah, mate, that was it. And then so that's how I really fell in love with American football. And then we were only getting like 4 televised games a week then on Fox cable, and the Raiders were really good. if you recall, they had the Tuckwell game,
Right.
and then they went to, and then Gruden got traded, and then they actually went to the Super Bowl. So a lot of their games were being televised, and so that plus the Bondi Raiders, that's why I became a Raider fan, and then that equated to like 2 decades of misery.
So what was that, like 2000s then?
Yeah, 03? Yeah.
03.
Yeah.
03, that's remarkable. So what was the program like? Did you guys have weekly practices? Like what kind of, like how much football were you playing
it was super
here?
amateur though. And you got to buy all your own gear and everything, and it was fun. It was just a really good time. And that's the origin story of like, and then you play Madden, right?
Right.
So that's it, man. But
I had no idea. Were you guys playing American football rules? Because I don't know if you knew. Upon talking to the Canadians, I think. Okay.
They do the NCAA stuff. Yeah, it wasn't Canadian. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like you could. They do like weird stuff like.
Dude, like the end zones are bigger, like it's like wider.
Yeah.
They play with 12 people. It's 3 downs. Like you pretty much only pass the ball. They like told me all this stuff, and I'm sitting here like now I feel like I have to second guess. Like, is there like regional football being played like elsewhere in the world? But no, you guys were indeed playing football as I know it.
There's like a world championship, so it is, and there is like some governing body globally. And I believe it's the same rules as your college football, if I'm not mistaken.
Very interesting. College rules, I think, are mostly doing it the best between like the overtime format, and I think they have like the tightest grip on creating an entertaining, albeit balanced game for now. Okay, so we have like the origin story of the Raiders' allegiance coming into focus. Now that's dope. I had no idea that you actually wound up playing any football yourself. A cornerback like that totally makes sense to me. I could totally see on Trumpetmonkey Island out there, and we could bring some convergence now with now Madden is kind of on your radar, but a brief aside, are you creating content and putting yourself on camera and engaging with the director yet at this point? When chronologically did that converge on your life with the football that you were already playing?
So I was like all about that corporate life in Dublin, and I worked in financial media there, and was I guess like somewhat senior and successful at a young age.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like ageism, right? So you gotta watch yourself, and there's just no way that I would have made it public knowledge that I even played video games, let alone like streamed or anything like that. But I always felt very repressed as a result. In particular, streaming. Like I wanted to stream as early as like kind of 2011. I think Twitch was still in its infancy, but
yeah, maybe even called something else, because like Twitch had another iteration before it became Twitch. From what I gather, I don't remember what it was called, but this was very early on for you then.
That would have just been like career suicide, basically.
Interesting.
And which kind of sucks, right? But
totally.
But then we moved to Tallinn in Estonia, and this was one of my big goals. It was like I'm still doing the career thing, but we're in like the startup culture then, and that's like, you can wear flip-flops and short shorts and a Raiders jersey and bring your dog to the office. Like, and this was feeling awesome.
And this was feeling a little different for you now, Trumpetmonkey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It was just magical, man. It was such a nice like lifestyle change, and I was like, they're all about, the startups are all about like work-life balance, man, and so I was like, I'm gonna stream 3 times a week as well, and that was like August, September 2016, and so that's it. I wasn't doing it for. I would tell people, don't donate, don't sub, go give it. I used to say, go give it to Kepi. I used to say, go give it to my other favorite guys I used to like to watch. And
sure, yeah.
I was just doing it as a hobby, man. It was so liberating. It was so much fun. And then director and I just like you were talking about Up and Adam the other day, like you find each other, you meet each other, you kind of get a certain vibe. Yeah. That was a really nice story because like I was like super apprehensive about reaching out to him. But I did. I was like, hey man, would you be interested in like collaborating maybe? And he replied back going, dude.
Yeah, and matched
Like,
energy, and it felt good.
Jess was just saying you should collab with that Trumpetmonkey guy.
Hell
and
yeah!
I was like, let's do it.
Nice.
And then we literally did like one little thing of me on my couch. We played each other, and that was like the start of Mutt Force. And then
what year Madden was that? Do you recall?
So I started in. So it would have been if it was August 17, then I would have started in 16. That would have been Madden 17. So this would have been sometime during Madden 17, I guess.
Got you.
Yeah.
Was Madden 17 the first Madden
that
you like got both hands on, or were you playing Madden before you hopped in like a creative sense with the director?
I was a franchise dude. I used to, I'd play and I'd play sim only. I was like it was weird. I didn't really, I played but you're running the score, you're scoring like 100 against the CPU on the hardest setting, and you think you're a Madden god, so you're like, I'm good.
I spent 10 years on Madden doing only that before I ever hopped into online. Got mopped online. I was like, this sucks. I'm going to go score 100 points with Michael Vick. Like, get me out of here.
Yeah, that was like my first mutt, I guess. Yeah, it really got into was like Madden 16, and then Madden 17. Yeah, that's it. And then director and I just started doing that. That was like our little bromance.
That's nice. It does sound like Adam and I. Your buddy, your origin buddy.
Yeah, man. It was like 7 a.m. my time every Saturday morning, and that was midnight his time. Well, no, I think it was 8 hour time, so that was 11 p.m. his. And both of our significant others knew like that's like Jared and Chris time. That's Trumpetmonkey and director time. So don't.
Yeah.
Like, but that's so funny. So I'd be like waking up and like half dead after a long week of work, and then he'd be like still awake on Friday night, late at night, and
just grinding.
And we shoot Mutt Force. It was so much fun, man. And then
that's awesome.
Just like out of like Mutt Guru's a freaking legend. People like that and Kralo don't get enough appreciation, I guess, for just
agreed.
Keeping their ear to the ground on what's going on. That's the only thing that I get salty about is because you're just like a fun-loving. I wouldn't really swear that much, but there was no real reason behind that other than just our vibe. We just decided as content creators we didn't really want to swear, we didn't want to rage. We just wanted to love the game and get involved in the romanticism of it, and that was just the way we're programmed. And Guru was super supportive, and then Kralo just reached out. Kralo reached out and said, I think around like December 17 or something like that. And it might have been the beginning of 18.
Was this pre community manager Kralo? Was this Kralo kind of just like the comp Madden guy at that point? Was he already working with EA in like the sense that we know him as now?
I think he'd just taken over. He'd just taken over, and he just reached out and said, like, hi director, hi Trumpetmonkey, would you be interested in becoming game changers? And we were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And then they were like, yeah, we'd like to fly you to LA to EA Play. And I was like, what? I was like, we have like 3,500 subs. Like, I think at that stage we had even less. I was like, are you sure?
So this was only this was just off base of YouTube at this point. Were either of you guys utilizing Twitch as another channel, or this was just your YouTube content that they were?
I just got partnered on Twitch, I think.
Okay.
I just got partnered on Twitch, and then we were just doing YouTube, and I don't even think Director was still streaming on Twitch at that stage. So it was kind of like we were this dual package. The only thing I get salty about, and the only thing if you feed the trolls, they just get bigger. Right. The only thing I get salty about is people saying like, oh, like you're a shell or you're an EA sellout. Like, because no, we were just two Forrest Gumps who loved Madden and loved making content together.
Right.
We were literally the quintessential member of the Madden community. Active on Reddit, active on Mutthead.
Totally.
Overly positive, sure, you can take that shot. But like,
oh, you don't gotta explain it to you don't gotta explain it to these people. So you get some
one
internet.
thing I do want to say on any platform, especially if we're doing the story,
Sure.
is like I want to say like if you get plucked from obscurity like that and you're just a member of the community, like you don't change overnight. You don't become a shell or corporate or any of that crap.
Right.
You just like you're still you. So I always like to say, like, whenever anyone's hating on anybody, like, I'm like, dude, you're literally hating on yourself. Like, how cool is that you and your buddy were making Madden content and with zero expectation of becoming rich or famous or clout or any of that crap,
right?
And you just get plucked out of like obscurity to be EA Game Changers and fly to LA and make some videos and help EA promote Madden. Like, I think that's like the freaking nicest, coolest thing that could happen to human beings ever.
Well, totally, and they do too,
so,
though,
yeah.
Trumpet Monkey. That's the thing. They do too. They agree that that's like one of the coolest things that you could possibly have happen. So, as you know, I mean, you know, nothing can quite spur somebody to be upset about what you have going on, like, you know, the good old jealousy, a good old little bit of envy about getting plucked out like that. So, but I mean, I think it's dope and a credit to you, you know, as a guy and as a creator that you've also always been consistent on. You know, you're allowed to, and I get some of this same type of heat, like, oh, you're a Madden Live host, of course you're gonna say this, that, and the third about the game, and it's not even that. It's just like, I think it's sometimes the community has the tendency to just be really hard and sometimes a little bit single-minded as to some of the criticisms. Of course, some are fair, and as consumers, we're allowed to, you know, we're allowed to and encouraged to voice our opinion on this stuff, because, you know, how can it get fixed if they don't know? So with it understood that you know that it didn't change you in any way, Trumpet Monkey, they flew you out, and I imagine you went. What was the EA trip like? Can you tell us a little bit about that? What were they trying to do? Were they trying to schmooze you? Were they trying to buy your favor?
A capture event. So
what's good? Like, what are they trying to do?
The Game Changer program is like ingenious. It's if you're marketing a video game.
Sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
No, so I was just saying, if you're marketing a video game, you can spend like X amount on above the line marketing, billboards, Facebook banner ads. You could pour like $1 million into that. Or you can take content creators that already have like established eyeballs and audiences that consume the content and are genuinely interested in the game, and you can create content from them. And that's it. That's what a capture event is. It's come and sign a non-disclosure agreement, because what you're seeing is a work in progress. So that's the only thing you sign. Right. And then like plug in your capture card, capture content, make videos on that, and then just obey the embargo date, and then release your video, and that's it. It's like so simple, and it's intelligent marketing, and it's community created marketing. Anybody who thinks the Game Changers look at Bengal, man. I thought that was such a clutch move by EA. Bengal was like, I don't want to be
that franchise stuff. Yeah.
He had turned his back on the program. He'd said that, and because he wasn't happy. Right. And that's a classy move to give him the opportunity to be that voice. I think it's awesome. But yeah, let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. That trip was just insane. That's like, awesome? Bro, that's like dream sequence. You have to remember that, like, you like, just remember what the origin is, the love of the game. Totally. Like, growing up playing like rugby games that have like a tiny fraction of like the budget that a Madden or a FIFA has. Right. And like, I get excited genuinely over like jersey quality in the game, or like helmet renders, like, you notice like character models, totally, mocap, stadiums, animations. I get excited about like a big hit in a Madden game. The hit stick, when the hit stick was invented. It was Ray Lewis, that ad. Oh my god.
The Sapper Jedi NCAA clip. Trumpet Monkey was one of his favorite clips of it. Was great. I feel you, brother. I'm with you.
It's an amazing freaking clip. I freaking love that clip. And like, that stuff gets me pumped. Oh man. And so what else gets you pumped then? It's like, if you're a fan of like if you're a fan of a TV show, like you're a Star Wars nerd, or like a Trekkie, and you go to the convention because you want to see the actors, you want to shake their hands, you want to touch them, make sure they're real, you want to meet Mark Hamill, you want to see George Lucas, you want to see the Star Wars panel, you want to see the people that make this thing happen. So likewise, like, I like myself and director had to pinch ourselves when you're looking around the room sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's all the team that make the game.
Right.
And these are names, these are sometimes faces you've seen in interviews, other obscure faces and names that you've only ever heard of as legends in the game, and like Shwami, and you get to meet them, and you're like, and chat with them, and like, that's like meeting, like, that's like going, for me, that's like going and doing like the stadium tour at the Raiders Stadium, or like, or like meeting the players as well. It's just that kind of giddiness, and it was freaking amazing. Wow. And then there was another trip to the studio in Orlando. Bro, I challenge any Madden fan not to come away like, it's literally like going to Disneyland. Like, it's like, that's where the game is made.
Happens,
like,
right.
The plaques on the wall, like the freaking framed every single game that's been made in that entire building is like on a wall, and like, it's awesome. And then to see, that's when you start to see like I saw a lot of correlations between like open plan office and kind of the atmosphere in there, and like the startup atmospheres that I was coming from, and I was like it's dedicated, really dedicated people. We can all laugh when something happens and goes wrong with the game, and throw a little bit of shade, but it's like people that really love what they're doing and work really freaking hard, and that's kind of like a magical experience as well. So
getting to see that firsthand,
it's infectious. I had this idea like that they should do even more of that. They should kind of that might help like alleviate the trollage a little bit if they kind of open their doors a little bit, did a bit more kind of like behind the scenes, like this is where people kind of hang out and this is the work they do, and that type of thing.
Because it doesn't seem like they do things like, I mean, at least nothing that I've heard of, and who's to say that I would have heard of it. I've only been around here for a year now, but it doesn't seem like they're doing as much as far as maybe integrating, the equivalent of you and director of 17 now. And I suppose, just like the landscape of the world is a little bit different, so it's not, it is certainly apples to oranges, but do you go on?
A natural like a natural evolution of that is like Madden Live. Like, look at that. Like how, bro, you can speak to that. Like the buzz you get when you first get the very first Madden Live raid.
For sure.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a big time established streamer or like you've just started streaming. If you're streaming, and this is why there's like a kind of brotherhood of content creators, I think, or a personhood, not a brotherhood, but a collective. Like when you're on the grind and when you're doing it, you understand what the other, like the content creators are going through, and it's quite just a magical feeling to have the spotlight shone on you for those 2 hours. They can be exhausting, GG giveaways. I get it. Like your rules are hilarious. They're brilliant.
To the gulag,
don't ever change.
Trumpet Monkey, get him out of chat.
But that's really awesome. So I think the natural extension of that, like the Game Changer program, is kind of Madden Live, and then even more of that. I think that's freaking awesome. I think Madden Live is so freaking dope. I think the best thing Madden Live does is those weekends, which we're gonna start doing with the OGN plug. Like those weekends of just back to back, wall to wall, the community like kind of going from one to the next.
Right. Yep.
14 hours, and that's when you get this like true sense of community. And I think I don't know, man. Like I dig that, bro. So I'm here for that. So
I'm also
that's
here
kind
for
of
that.
fun.
One of the things that came up in the what's that?
Likewise, gut fucks don't ever freaking change.
Yeah,
like at
we
the
need
same
balance,
time.
though. We need both of those things. We need everyone that's fit for Madden Live, and some of the crowd that is not indeed fit. I was talking to Texas Rafe about
overqualified. He's overqualified.
That's what I like that even better. That's right. Yeah, shout out to Fox. Love Fox. I was talking to Rafe the other day about he told the origin story, because I guess he was actually in the stream of when Madden Live stopped. Well, sorry. when Good Morning Madden stopped rating random streamers in the community, because I guess for a little while they would kind of, when they're about to end stream, they would peruse the directory.
Was that the dude that threw the chair and started the F-bombs the moment the raid happened?
The way he called it was, the way Rafe told the story was it was all types of FEA. It was like a non-English stream at first, but then he could indeed indicate some ill sentiment toward EA in English, and he went ahead and did that. One of the things I was positing that might be cool to see as part of the Madden Live program is even on days where I know during the season there is mostly something scheduled all the time, but maybe like even a green list of streamers who they know are vetted and vouched for, or whatever the case may be, to capitalize on sometimes when they're not rating or they don't have a Madden Live, host set up in the next block. So say all that to give you some context to ask, is there anything that you would like to see as far as integrating the content creators or the streamers or the community into Madden 22? Are you hoping to see any movement? Do you like how it's been? Yeah. What are your thoughts on what do you think
it's been good. I think it's a massive corporation. It's like it's like a freaking container ship, not a jet ski, right? So everything moves a little slower, and it's changing direction is a little bit slower, but I think the team is doing a good job. So Magic Wand, like that access to the developers would be great. Like I reached out to Jake Stein and was like, hey man, do you have time? Like, would you come on? This is like a couple months before even Monkey in the Mornings. Would you come on and just like to this, kind of had this funny idea for like a mock BBC hard talk, like where I kind of do this British accent and wear a suit and we call it Yard Talk. So welcome to BBC Yard Talk. My guest here today is Jake Stein. Jake, first question. Will there be golden tickets in Madden 21? Will there be golden tickets, Jake? Jake, tell me, will there be golden tickets, Jake? Will there be golden tickets? Like, before he can even get in, he's like, yes, Monkey, there will. So giving some like access to the devs with a little bit of like just a little bit of Salt Bay news as well for that content creator. So imagine it's Fendington.
Totally.
It's Fendington, and he's there, and he's interviewing Clint. And that's the Madden Live. So that's the Good Morning Madden. You get given.
Love that.
So not to cut Kralo or any or files out of it, but to do that, you get given all the assets. Like, here's what you're going to pull up on the screen to talk about. This is the content that's coming, and here's Clint, and he's going to share the screen with you the same way we're doing right now. And by the way, this is a list of questions you can ask him. We got to do it like that. That's corporate. I get it. But here's the awesome, juicy, exclusive piece of information that you get to deliver. And so there's Fendington interviewing Clint, and he's like, by the way, the cover athlete is. Okay, they probably wouldn't let you drop a big bombshell.
Sure. But point taken, the new week of cards or the program coming out or
just more stuff like that, I guess, and kind of a little bit more behind the scenes stuff would be rad. Totally. That's it, man. I do think that like the Madden live streamers should also host Good Morning Madden. It's that simple.
Right, yeah, return fire. You might as well. They're the EA channel obviously doing a whole heck of a lot for us, so that makes sense. But so heard a lot about the origin story for Madden and how American football was incorporated into your life, but I want to also, make sure we touch on what you're doing now, which I think is remarkable and dope. And, lucky me to have Rafington yesterday also doing something remarkable and different and new and dope. And you today, an honor and a pleasure, sir, of course, doing something different and remarkable. You and I, have had offline conversations about this ceiling on Madden, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, you could probably call it adequately a ceiling on Madden and other things that we can explore as entertainers and content creators around Madden and expanding upon it, but not limiting ourselves there. And enter Monkey in the Morning, your current venture, current project. Would you like to share, brother? What are some of the what are some of the ideas that led you to the conclusion that there's an opportunity here to capitalize on, and there's more content, there's more that I could be doing, because I think that's admirable, and I'd love to hear some more about it.
So it's I don't even mind, like the conversations that I had with yourself and Jay was like an idea for, I have like just a vision of there is a ceiling in Madden content creation, but when you enjoy the content creation so much, and then you also appreciate other content creators so much, you kind of you want to see them reach me personally, but then you also want to see them reach like even more audiences, because there's quite simply put, there's a ceiling in Madden, and that's fine. And it's not about, by the way, I don't want to give like this kind of like sleazy Hollywood, like, hey man, you know, like we're going to Prague, you're gonna kill in Prague, you know, bigger audiences, like it's like any of this guy, like, well, wait till we crack the Southeast Asian market. Like it's not like that. It's just more like more of the same, but even to a bigger audience, I guess. And so, I mean, but I'm also not afraid to like fail. I think that's a really good message for everybody. Don't let fear of failure stop you. So the idea was, it's like we've got a little bit more to offer than just Madden, and then and we have like other infectiously enthusiastic topics we like to talk about. So let's freaking talk about them. And let's not turn our back on Madden at all, but there's a lot more kind of out there that we can talk about, and then there's even larger kind of audiences potentially, and that's just the thinking behind it. I think it started with my channel, right? So I decided, against all wisdom and everything I've heard about the YouTube algorithm, including from Kinney, who hosted today's show, was like, don't be a variety content creator. But I really love Madden, I really love the Raiders, and I love TV and movies. So I just rebranded a little bit and came up with a different color scheme for the three different silos of content, and decided that was what I wanted to make videos on, because there isn't Madden content to make a video on every single day. Right. And but I can literally turn on the camera and just talk about Richard Donner films. He passed away, and talk about how like amazing they were, and I don't know, man, when you hear someone talk about something they love, and that's the type of content I want to create. And so that then led to like the stream, definitely the professional journey going on in parallel in the background was like we're talking with some of the biggest game devs in the world,
because these are indeed parallel paths in a lot of ways. Your content creation, you know, in the way that we would think, but also what you're doing professionally. And just to give a little bit of context, what is it indeed the path that you've walked professionally kind of along this?
Okay, so we have a stream and esports production company. Right. Really simply put, there is a company that, for example, that would work with the team in EA to produce the MCS, and also esports tournaments that you watch for any kind of esport around the world. And that's everything from tournament administration and looking after the players and rules and all of that. Everything on stream, on camera, and behind the scenes. Our company does all of that. So all of the graphical overlays, intermissions, starting soon, be right back. The studio, we have a studio here. It's like kind of like a miniature movie studio. When you walk in, it's really cool. A whole bunch of different sound stages and all the equipment.
So there's some there's some heavy overlap here. You're like taking work home in a lot of ways, it sounds.
Yeah. So the FIBA Esport Open is the one I'm most proud of, and with our original founder, like FIBA's the international basketball body. So that's like, it's FIBA that coordinates basketball globally and at the Olympics and whatnot, the Dream Team. Yeah. And so we'd created an esports league here in Latvia for the Basketball Federation. And they got wind of that, and they wanted to speak to us, and so they consulted with us. And it's like a roadmap of, like, we're a traditional sports body. How do we introduce esports? And then, like, our founder has been heavily involved in esports and creating competitions, and even an e-athlete himself. And so we worked with them, but then after that comes stream productions. And so FIBA Esport Open, the last one, 60 countries around the world, including Team USA, fully supported by the USA Basketball. So literally they're on the same, like, the press releases are on the same website as the Olympic USA men's and women's basketball teams, and they sent them jerseys, and it's awesome. And you won gold, by the way.
Yes, sir. FIBA Esports
Open.
Did.
FIBA Esports Open 2, but in 3, the Dominican Republic beat you with a buzzer beater. Sorry. And then 60 countries participated across nearly all the continents across PlayStation 4 and 5. and we produced like so all of the tournament administration over 3 weekends, and then all of the stream and the production. I casted on that, commentated on that. It was a blast.
Awesome.
And so that's what we do. So like there's 2 top secret projects we're pitching on at the moment.
Okay.
And I'm delighted to tell all of the congregation that you are, listen, it's top secret, but Fendler's name is in there.
Yo.
And that's why we got to get on a call. You crazy mongrel. And then the other one is like just
Fend is paying attention.
Right this second. You could be looking at a man who's about to have a really wonderful, like, life is wonderful anyway. I'm super happy no matter what, but
of course,
a really wonderful like couple of months from just a business perspective. And there's two big projects we've been pitching on and working on really hard. And if they come through, then it'd be awesome. And so that's what we're doing. And then so doing that and just pitching our company. So we would literally, like, I do the sales and the business development. I would be on LinkedIn and on emails with like a whole bunch of big game developers around the world, like everybody, like Electronic Arts, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Tencent, and we're pitching them, and then all the big gaming brands as well, HyperX's and Razer and everything. And so in doing that, it then kind of got me thinking as well when it comes back to the stream, like like how dope would it be if, the person I know at like Tencent would come and be a guest on the show, and we could just talk about the gaming industry as well and this type of thing. So
totally,
that's why it's all kind of parallel. Or like DBG, the big 2K streamer we had on,
right.
I met him because he's the captain of the Irish team, the 2K basketball Irish team. He's literally the captain.
Cool.
And so I was commentating on their game and blown away. They came out with the tricolor, the Irish flag,
sick,
in their afros. It was
sick.
So funny.
That's
and
dope.
I was like blown away, and then I was just like, mate, that was great. And he recognized me, and I was like, hey, come on the show. And he did. He's a legend. So I don't know, man. It's just like, very 2 parallels paths. But fingers crossed, man. I've probably gone and jinxed it, if you believe in that. I've gone and jinxed it by talking about it. But
no, what I do believe in is the universe working as it should, and good people being rewarded for doing good things. And
surely.
I think from talking to you, I think you are basking in your own universal light, which I think is dope. So somebody who might be watching us now and enjoying the conversation that we're having, who admires what you've done, admires the work that you've put in and the position that you've arrived in as a result of the thing, what would you tell somebody starting off as chasing affiliate, or maybe they're looking for partnership? What should they value? What things should be important to somebody who And I'm asking because I gauge you as being, and again, I don't know if this sounds weird to anybody, I don't really care if it does or not, as being kind of universally rewarded and maybe, I think, very likely in value of the right things. What should be important to somebody in creating a community and building something lasting?
Definitely having fun. So like the journey needs to be as rewarding as like the end goal. So like I say, listen, the 2 big pitches that we have out there, we've learned, like in the last 2 months in working on those, we've learned so much, and we're proud of the work we've done.
It's awesome. And
so you've got to, even if the pitches get rejected, you got to come back. You just got to enjoy the process and respect yourself and the work that you put in as well. And the same goes for content creation. So if the goal is affiliate, like, have fun on your way there. I always, like, we were talking about this yesterday. That's the other thing that happens when you have a baby. Your brain turns into like a sieve.
Mush, right? You're programmed in feedings and diaper changes at that point.
The right, get into it for the right reasons. That's what we talk. Cookie Boy was saying this, so don't take it from me. I've got 4,500 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm proud of.
Of course, yeah, it's
but
amazing.
At the same time, like there's a lot of dudes out there who've grinded even longer and gotten.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, and
I know what you mean.
But Cookie Boy, 600,000 subs.
Amazing.
He could be and and he was saying like, which was great, do it for the right reasons. So if you're chasing like clout, or you're doing it for the approval of others, I get whenever you turn on a camera and whenever there's a view counter, you can't help but be a little bit vulnerable to that, and you can't help. We said this with Kay as well. Like you are vulnerable. You're opening yourself up there, like somebody. But you can't feed the trolls, and do not let them upset you at all. When someone comes in and says like, "Oh, you've got 5 viewers. Why did you even spend like $100 on a camera?" or something like mean, like horrible, like that. It's like they're having a bad day, not you. And so don't worry about the trolls. But there's a message in there which is like, don't. W said this with a great interview with Jay. You're gonna have W on. Let's go, Fend. I hope you can ask him this one, because it's great advice. You don't even look at how many people are watching. Right. Just like, do it for you. So do it for the right reasons. And what does that mean? Like, so you can do it to make a living without a doubt, but like, I think like you've got to do it and enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, go work in a mind-numbing job 9 to 5 that you hate, because that's what it'll turn into if you're not careful. So that goes full circle, that advice, to also why I wanted to change up the stream. You'll see eventually, Fend, if you're like 5 years from now and all you're doing is power run. I'm kidding. But you guys, no, but if all you're doing is Madden gameplay, you've already diversified. Like Fend CA is so fun. Sapper Jedi and FENTALKS is fun, and even when you were just playing, like I was watching you play Spider-Man. Thanks, like the diversification is important, and having fun with what you're doing is important. It is a grind though, but like I said, respect yourself and embrace yourself for the grind. So like you set your stream schedule and you stick with it, and like pat yourself on the back for that. And like and
take victories along the way.
Cookie, I'm just gonna keep quoting Cookie. It was great. Cookie, he said like ask yourself like how can you improve? Like you are kind of entertaining not just yourself but others as well, and like listen to constructive feedback. I think having like a few people in your corner that you can talk to about it, like that's what we have in the OGN, and we've like added to that recently, and like resource sharing and knowledge is power. Like I have those topics on my stream now over here, and like
the ESPN style bar. I love that, man.
Dev was like, dude, how'd you do that? And I was like, dude, just jump on a call, I'll show you. And like stuff like that, I'll be like, and like Kay helped me set up my first nice camera angle and lighting and first LED, stuff like that. So like having people that are on the same journey and you can kind of respect. Dude's like, we barely even know each other, but now that I got a boy, I look at guys like Rowdy and I look at Vose.
The Young Guns. Shout out to the Young Guns.
And I think I'm gonna swear, I fucking love what they're doing.
Hell yeah.
And I fucking love what they're about.
Yeah.
And I think that I think probably like 15 years of corporate sales and business development and everything, and I achieved a whole lot, and I'm super proud of that. And
hell yeah,
wouldn't trade that for anything in the world, like in the teams and the memories and the friendships and stuff. Like I mentored 36 American interns through like a program that I reached out to them, and like I was like, send me interns every summer, and like it was incredible. Like I love that stuff, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. But holy shit, if at career day back in high school or back at university, they had been like,
content creation had a table.
This is content creation.
Yeah.
Like there's just some certain personalities and creatives. So if you were creative, your option was like NIDA, National Institute of Dramatic Arts in Australia. That's where like the biggest actors in Australian history go. And guess what? There's like a graduating class every year of like 100 actors, men and women. One of them will go to Hollywood every year.
Right.
5 of them will end up on soap operas, and the other 94 will like end up doing television commercials or community theater. Yeah. Like that's it. And like all that creativity and all that energy. And like, so that's why I look at Rowdy, I look at Vose, and I'm like, man, like if Baby Monkey turns around to me and says like, Dad, I want to make YouTube videos and whatever. Man, YouTube might have been bought. It'll be like you Twitch face by then or something. I don't know.
I mean,
whatever.
really, though.
Zuckerberg,
Very likely.
Zuckerberg and Bezos will own everything, right? Whatever it's called, like, and he's like, I want to do that for a living. I'll just be like, hell yeah, you know. So like,
sure.
I just think it's really awesome.
I love that,
I think
man.
the community aspect. I think community aspect has gotten super freaking. Super awesome.
Especially lately, right? It feels like it's blowing up even still. People are like, Madden's
so cool.
not even almost dead, man. Madden is so very alive with good people.
It's kind of weird. It's like for me, it kind of started with like Kepi a little bit, even though Kepi and I have very different styles. But the other like and Zan, it's like so. Okay, so if you look at the Madden directory in Twitch. When in the middle of Madden season,
right?
I'm an air quotes guy, sorry. And you see the names there,
like
there's a lot of names there where I go like I'm kind of is proud the right word, but it is maybe like I'm chuffed, I'm stoked. There's an Aussie word. I'm kind of stoked that those are the names I'm associated with.
For sure.
And
yeah, I know what you mean.
I think that more than ever. Right now, that's what I mean by the community is like really, really awesome. I think it's really cool. It's like fun to be a part of. So like, yeah, that's why I've sent so many raids your way.
It's amazing. That's man, I love, and every single time it hits me just like the first time. TM, I'll never forget that one because it's full circle for me because you know I've shared this with you personally, and it's not the first time, not the last time you'll hear it from me, but you know one of the I could count the guys that got me over from YouTube to Twitch and that I've engaged with both sides of on one hand, and you are certainly among them, and it feels like I echo a lot of your sentiments as far as what should be important in building and creating something lasting. It comes up almost every stream, it feels like now. The gentleman who had the TED Talks, and I'm going to literally write his name down and put it in front of me. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And I think that keeps coming up. Like, it seems like almost anytime I talk to somebody who has accomplished something that I admire, it is born of doing it for the right reasons, operating from a place of treating people well and respecting people, and also, being genuine while at the same time producing a show and being a showman and being an entertainer and, all these remarkable things about you and, about these other creators that we're seeing just amplified. And I feel the same way when I look in the directory. By and large, of course, there's exceptions to every rule, but it feels like everyone who is involved, the chat, the names you see in the chat, the presence that these folks have around the community, it's all good and it's infectious. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they're a good look on me. Like a microcosm would be this show right now for me personally. Like a guy that I was a fan of before I had any conversations with, TRUMPETMONKey, like on my stream, like I feel like proud and like this is dope. Like I can't wait to brag about him and tweeting about it and whatnot. And I think there's a lot of that to be had. So I don't think it's unfair to say that, like, even as a relative newcomer, I'm proud to be like, among the community that you started to set up, that you guys laid the groundwork for getting flown out by EA. I'd like to get flown out by EA. I think that'd be sick.
It's pretty incredible. Hell yeah. I think one of those nice things that you wish again that everybody could just play around. Yeah, man. It's pretty interesting, pretty wild.
It's all good feelings though, brother. We've already gone over an hour here, and it's like every time all of these, like, they just like fly at the drop of a dime. I got a whole heck of a lot of nowhere to be, but I know that you had your long show this morning. I know it might be about time to engage Papa TRUMPETMONKey mode. Is there anything, brother, that you would like to leave us with, or anything that we've missed and you wanted to talk about on the show in front of the congregation before I let you get on for the rest of your day there, handsome?
I got Boxy on tomorrow.
Oh, we got Boxy in the show. What's the schedule for? Okay, Boxy, that's a fat
Yeah.
dub. What's the schedule for the rest of the week then, TM?
Oh shit, there's a wasp. Sorry. Language.
Sorry.
Boxy tomorrow.
Legend.
Director on Thursday, so Mutt Force reunion.
Also huge. Wow.
Director was supposed to be today, but Jess driving back from work, late night car broke down on the highway, so they were up like really late trying to fix that. And so shout out to Kenny Games who wingman today, which was really fun.
Well done, of course, yeah.
I think I want. And then up and at him on Friday if he's up for it, but I'm not going to hold him to it because he's getting his second shot. But he's like, yeah, I'll be there. But I'm like, we'll see. 'Cause second shot killed me. Zombified me. I was like, burns. I think I want to say this. I think I am going to look for a full-time sidekick / wingman for Monkey in the Mornings, because when Haku came on, I was going to be like our esports correspondent regular or just come back. And she and I goofed around right at the end of our interview, and it was just like I used to goof around in the office, and it's just like I used to goof around. She worked with GoX Animo here in Latvia, and it was like I used to goof around with Director, and I was just like,
good.
I was just like, damn, I missed that. And like, it's fun. Reacting with chat is fun, but it's also lonely, and you kind of just want someone to say, dude, look at this, and like actually get like a human reaction as well. So I think
is this a casting call? Are you casting calling the
casting
congregation?
call.
Is that sound like a casting call to me, doesn't it?
I reached out. Listen, I even dropped Rowdy a message. I gave him kind of like first refusal, and he was like, Rowdy. Dude, I slept in. And then I was like, and then you reached out, and I was like, shit, maybe Fen just wants to do it. And you were like, I'm at Brecky. But then just as you were like, I'm at Brecky, Kenny saved the day.
Nice.
And then I was like, so in the least wankiest way ever, it's like the least Hollywood way. Like, I think I'm open to anybody who's down to clown on a semi-regular basis to throw their hat in the ring as the sidekick and or co-host or wingman or whatever derogatory term or loving term you want to use, however you see yourself in your mind's eye. I don't care. For Monkey in the Mornings, I think. So to make it less lonely. But Boxy sent me a bio. Boxy sent me a bio, and I was so glad he did. It's such a weird thing to try, and I said this, like, you wrote a really beautiful bio, because it's hard to capture your life in
a blurb in 140 characters.
Like, it's freaking really hard, but he did a really eloquent job. It was really nice, and
awesome.
And that got me thinking that I should definitely mention the au pair, the parents. So there is no Monkey origin story, obviously, without what my mom referred to as, so my conception story. I've been told a lot. We don't have to share that. That's okay.
Okay, but, I didn't know. All right.
Yeah, but my parents, shout out to old man and old lady Monkey,
Big love.
who were epic, who we watched a lot of Donner films. So Donner directed all 4 Lethal Weapon movies and The Goonies and a bunch of other stuff. But like, bro, you can't write the history of Trumpetmonkey without writing about The Goonies and the Lethal Weapon movies. So shout out to the old pair. They are currently near Byron Bay, which is on the east coast of Australia. Very nice spot. And they're awesome and very creative and very funny. They put me to absolute shame. And
Apple didn't fall far from the tree, then, did it, Trumpet?
And then no, they're freaking awesome. So shout out to the old pair, Mr. and Mrs. Monkey.
Hell yeah.
And that content creation just got away from Mrs. Monkey. There you go. I'm none the bad books. We're all good. That was the thumbs up.
Well done.
Because like, going back to what you said, content creation, man, like, you gotta have fun. So Mrs. Monkey said, follow your heart, and yeah. So
behind every great
advice,
trumpet
man.
monkey is an even greater Mrs. Trumpet Monkey, and it sounds potentially even more entertaining parents. Then isn't that the case? Then TM.
Dude, I feel so sorry for my kid, eh? He's gonna
I don't know.
So much
shit. I could get down with TM. I think you're just the man for the job. Trumpet man, Man, we covered a little bit of everything. Learned that in the course of the thing, although I never had to ask specifically, first name actually Christopher?
Christopher Michael Simpson.
No shit, dude.
Baby Monkey's full name is this full name is only going to appear on the Irish passport because I couldn't convince Mrs. Monkey to fill this in on everything. Seriously, we had a fight about that. Not really. It was a very short conversation. No. Okay.
It wasn't much of a fight. Yeah, she pretty much just put her foot down. But
his official name is William Vasily Simpson. Vasily being the father's name on her side. So my father's name, her father's name, and then the surname Simpson. But his Irish passport, there's three very good men that are getting shout outs on the Irish passport. So his full name will be William Vasily John Niall Simpson. And I filled in the form. We ran out of space. It was really funny. So there you go. Why are we talking about this now? Oh yeah, because he's gonna get a bunch of shit. Yeah, I can't wait.
You walked yourself right into that one, TM.
Yeah, he's gonna have thick skin.
Man, so I started off the podcast with Trumpet Monkey, and by the end of the podcast, I'm talking to Mr. Simpson, the family man, well-traveled, a world traveler, a Carmen Sandiego of sorts, who came upon his Raiders lineage, honestly, actually playing American football and cornerback. I thought we were getting an upskirt shot. I was getting a little bit excited there. Geez, hot in here? I got to turn the fan on. Hold up, let's drop a minute. I feel like I am left with that's hot. Yep. I was gonna say a little more sense for Trumpet Monkey, and I suddenly wish that I hadn't decided upon that sentence, upon that course of verbiage, because then I got a little bit more of Mr. Simpson Trumpet Monkey. Yeah. Are you teasing me now? It's hot.
Do you want to meet Baby Monkey?
I would love to meet Baby Monkey.
He's just down here. we leave him in the garden for most of the day.
Nice, yeah.
He's got a great natural upbringing. Here he is.
Fucker. That's like
little guy.
No. Look at me, I am disappointed. I think Baby Monkey's significantly better looking. That's terrifying. So you just leave them in your garden? They be walking around and stuff? You've never seen any horror movies, or
Fox
what?
Is my real daddy.
Okay, so like
That
if you
Fox is my real daddy.
So you're telling me if you walked out in the middle of the night, and that's just stays in your backyard always? Does he live anywhere, or did he just stays out there?
No, that's to scare any intruders off.
I see. Yeah, it's terrifying. I would definitely never walk through your backyard. I don't think. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that man as is.
He's possessed.
Trumpet Monkey, brother, you are an absolute legend. Thank you so much for so much of your time, man. I know it's extremely valuable. Thank you for sharing part of the path that you've walked, man. I can't wait to see what's up next. Trumpet Monkey, man, big love from Fen in the congregation, bro. A goddamn pleasure indeed.
That was a fun interviewington. Thank you so much. You are a great interviewer.
A pleasure.
Keep it coming.
Hell yeah, Trumpet Monkey. That's going to be the plan, man.
Tomorrow?
We got the rest of the schedule. We have Dev tomorrow morning. We have Fritzy Thursday morning, and the OG of OGN Friday morning, man. Trumpet, I know you know this, but in case for the couple dozen that might catch this on the tube, shout to you guys. Big love from Fend. If you want to be a part of this live, we're doing this weekday mornings, like 10:30 to started at noon a.m. Eastern, noon Eastern time today. Twitch.tv/Fendler. I would love to have you here for it. And has Trumpet Monkey not quite left it? Yeah, not expeditiously. Trumpet Monkey, there he is. Trumpet man, thank you again for your time, brother. Big love. I'll catch you on the next one.
Hell yeah, man. Have a good one, congregation. Happy Tuesday. Go get yourself a Darren Waller and a Teddy Hendricks.
I've been Ben. This has been Trumpet Monkey. I'll see you guys in the next time. Maintain intensity, be better than your opponent. Love you guys, man. Peace. Trumpet Monkey! What an absolute legend. I'm star-studded, man. We're star-studded in the channel.